Hi Earth's passenger, how's it going? I'm Rafaeli and you're watching the Exoconscious channel. So today's video is on expansion of consciousness. So if you think that's something that is important to you, that makes sense to you, that might be useful to you, I suggest you keep watching. So the title is You Gotta Be Lighter to Fly Higher. And it's a metaphor, right? So what I'm saying is that if you're carrying a lot of weight, for example, you won't be able to go too far. So at least not as far as you would if you weren't carrying as much, right? So the sort of weight I'm talking about are all the bad habits, the not so good feelings or reactions that you have, and you're probably aware of some of them, and there are also the ones that you keep denying or running away from them, right? And there are probably some that you're not even aware of yet, right? So, and also this sort of weight I'm talking about are concepts, ideas that we keep carrying with ourselves, and these things, they stop us from seeing the world from a broader perspective, right? So the thing is, if you want to go further, you gotta face them and get rid of them. And I know it sounded ridiculous because it's not that easy, right? So I know it's not as simple and it's a long process, but yesterday I kind of wrote something that might serve you. I hope it does, right? So might serve you as an impulse, as motivation for you to get started, right? Because you gotta get started somehow, if you feel like, right? So you gotta be lighter to fly higher, right? So how do you become lighter? So I just want to say that this is my opinion, right? And there are other things that you could do, and yeah, if you can think of other aspects, please share your thoughts with me, with other people, right? You can leave a comment, right? And that would be great. So you should work on self-awareness, like be as aware of yourself as possible. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be aware of what's around you, what surrounds you. That's really important too, but like on today's videos, I'm just like, it's a little different, right? And the thing is, I think it all starts from within, right? So yeah, let's read it, right? So you should work on self-awareness. Be as aware of yourself as possible, right? You gotta be aware of your own thoughts, your actions, your reactions, right? Of how you interact with the world and with people around you. Being able to observe that helps a lot, right? You should not fear or nor be too judgmental of yourself while doing this, because I think blaming yourself is kind of a waste of time and energy. So if you focus on changing, I think it would be much better, right? So, and you should have the best courage to face the most hidden aspects of your being. Like if you want to see a big change, right? You gotta face it all, right? So just face them as naturally as you can and analyze them all carefully. Always having in mind, right, that you want to become a better being for yourself, for the world, and for others around you, right? So perseverance is the key. And as time goes by, you'll be able to notice that you have many habits, behaviors, right? Like if you start being in this habit of observing yourself, you'll be able to see things that you weren't able to back then, right? So these habits, these behaviors, they're part of your story, right? They're kind of results of many experiences that you've lived. But some might not be the best ones, right? And like this is my opinion, my suggestion, right? So you'll be grateful for all the experience, right? But you'll also definitely choose to let go of them. So as you notice them when they occur, right? As you notice your habits, your behaviors happening, right? You'll have the opportunity to watch how they show up, and also to think about why they manifest, right? Because there is always a reason why. And I think that the most interesting thing is that sometimes the reason why doesn't even exist anymore. Like, for example, you got all your habits and your behaviors from experience, right? But there are some habits and some behaviors that you've been having them for so long that maybe like the source of it doesn't even make sense to you anymore. So I think that's why it's so important for you to think about them. Like, why am I doing this? Does it make sense for me? Right? So, and you'll have to be smart enough to find a way of making them go away. So whether it be by choosing to quit, right? And it might take you a while to be able to accomplish that, of course. Or also by transforming them into something better, right? Which is pretty good too. And that will also take time and effort, right? But it's not impossible. So you just, in my opinion, you just gotta wanna change, right? Wanting to change is like the most important thing, the most important part of it. Because if you don't want to change, if you don't feel like changing, if like unconsciously you believe that there's something good about staying the way you are, it's not gonna happen, right? So I think like for you to be able to make a change about yourself, about your life, whatever, you really gotta believe that there's an advantage when doing this, right? So and sometimes it's not time to change specific things, right? But what you're able to change, like I think things are always changing, right? And we're not different from everything. So eventually everything's gonna change, right? But for example, maybe there's an aspect that could take you like over some life experiences for you to change. But if you're conscious of it, but if you're aware of them, it might take you much less time for you to change. Like you might be able to do it much faster, right? So little by little, right, as you overcome your processes, you'll start feeling lighter and also freer, right? And little by little, your perception of all that is will increase. And I don't know why I wrote so many little by littles, but I think that's how it usually happens, right? So little by little, you'll be clearer and brighter. Also, multidimensionally speaking here, because it's all connected, right? Like one thing influences the other. Your sense of awareness and capacity to love will expand, right? Working with your energies will also help, of course, right? It really does, right? If you could do like both things at the same time would be excellent, right? So especially if you do it every day, right? Things flow better, right? When you keep things working and keep things as clean as possible. So, and that'll be just the beginning, right, of a whole nice journey. So I'd just like to say that we're not meant to be afraid of facing ourselves, right? Or like keep postponing it for a better time. Because in my opinion, that's exactly where we get started, right? By changing ourselves. if you want to see a big change, right? If you want to see a better world, you gotta be a better person, otherwise it's not gonna happen. So I think we should want to be able to see ourselves as clearly as possible, right? So we can work on that, because the only thing that stops us from seeing the world from a clearer perspective is our current manifestation, and that involves so many aspects, like psychological ones, multidimensional ones. So embrace your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, your experiences. Think them through, right? And just try to improve the way you manifest every day, right? For yourself and for others. So if you take it seriously, you'll be surprised by the outcomes that will come along the way. And it might not seem easy, but you'll find out that unconsciousness is much harder to keep up with. So I wish you love, strength, awareness, and light, right? So that's it for today, and I'll see you next time.